This segment is on the cultural expectations and the standards that we strive to have embodied here with the Pendleton Heights baseball program. Let's dive right into this. We really try to have a program that exhibits positivity. And to have this positive culture, we want to make sure that we are reinforcing phrases and words that resonate with our guys on a day-to-day basis. And one of our first phrases is to own the moment. Own the moment means to own both the good and the bad moments. No one has a problem owning a good moment. You hit an extra base hit to the outfield to score a game-winning run. Well, we're more than willing to accept responsibility for that moment. But if you make a mistake on the field, we have a tendency to make excuses. We have a tendency to try to justify why that mistake happened by passing the blame off to some external circumstance. And we don't want that. We want our guys to own the moment, good or bad. It's going to make those bad moments go by quicker. It's going to make those good moments resonate a little bit longer. And so owning the moment is an important key phrase for us. Next, we also want to be a 360-degree leader. I love the visual of the 360 degrees, something coming full circle. There are those above you, there are those beside you, and there are those below you. And you have an opportunity to be a leader to each one of those groups. Even serving a person above you doesn't sound like being a leader, but it is. It's being an example about how to serve. And that is a role of leadership. And so even if we have seniors, guys that are top of the food chain in terms of the age of our team, we want our guys to know that there are coaches who are your leaders at this moment that are trying to look out for the success of this team, that are trying to build a positive team culture. And for you to serve those coaches in that way is going to be for the better of the team. It's going to be for the benefit of the team. At the same time, we want to share with the ones beside you. Seniors are going to share right alongside with seniors. There are going to be equals, and we want to make sure that we're holding each other accountable, yet also enjoying the moments together. That is also being a good leader, is sharing those moments with the ones who are with you and beside you. And then, of course, being a good leader means to lift up those below you, not to demean them in any way. Oftentimes, our seniors can get a little bit, kind of big-headed, being at the top of the food chain. We don't want that type of mentality. We want guys to know that a senior is the same as a freshman in terms of our commitment to this program. We're all at the same practices. We're all working towards the same goals, and we need to lift those up who are below us. The next word that we use quite a bit is this word mudita. Mudita is actually a Buddhist principle which states that to replace jealousy with finding joy with the success of others. There are going to be days where we struggle as players, as coaches. We want to make sure that we can find the joy in other people's positive moments. It's a true team mentality, and it takes a level of maturity to reach this moment. We all struggle with it to some degree. We want to be the guy in the spotlight. We want to be the guy that's the hero of that game or makes that play that leads us to victory. But it's not going to be you on an everyday basis. And so when you're having a tough day, you go 0 for 4, make an error or two, but somebody else, your teammate, gets up there and hits that game-winning run, and we walk off the field as winners, well, we have to find joy in the success of that teammate. That teammate's had a great day, had a great moment. Let's share in the joy with that teammate. We break down every practice with the word pride. And pride means so much more than just those 5 letters. To take pride in the littlest things is incredibly important. We have a personal responsibility every single day to excel in the little things, to hold ourselves accountable in a major way to improve our work, which if we can improve our individual work, that will make the team better. And so we have to take pride in those little things. Those little things add up. If we can take pride in the little things, that will add up to success on the field. We do have some program standards that we expect every player to follow. First of all, we expect them to be on time, and being on time means that you're early. If we have a practice that starts at 5, the expectation for our players is to be there no later than 4:45. Being early is on time. If you are on time, 5 o'clock, you're actually late at that point because you are not prepared to get ready to go as soon as the clock struck 5. And then if you're past 5, well, that's unacceptable, and there will be consequences as a result. We also expect our players to carry themselves in a manner that is presentable. We take pride in our personal appearance because we take pride in the little things. We want our guys to not look sloppy. We don't want our guys to have that sloppy mentality that's going to lead to sloppy play. We expect the hair to be cut above the ears. We expect minimal, and if any at all, facial hair. And if you do have facial hair, to keep it clean and trimmed. Take pride in those little things. We expect our shirts to be tucked in at practice, even if it's a shorts and shirt day. We expect our shirts to be tucked into our shorts, and of course, if we're in a full uniform, our jerseys are certainly tucked in at that point. We also expect our players to not swear or use foul language on the field of play. Look, we're not naive to know that this type of language doesn't go on outside of earshot. But the fact of the matter is that foul language can send a negative impression, can lead us to some consequences on the field. First of all, an umpire hearing a player swear has the authority to throw that player out of the game. So we don't want any of those types of things to actually hurt our team as a result of your language. But really, we want to send a positive impression with everything that we do about this team. We as a team, as a program, are held to an incredibly high standard, and we expect that standard to be followed. We want every single person who comes into contact with a Pendleton Heights baseball player to walk away with the most positive impression possible of that player and of the program. And then just a simple sign of respect, but it means a lot to those who are addressing our team. When a coach or an umpire or any other adult visitor, whoever it might be, addresses us as an individual or as a team, we remove our hats. It's a simple yet powerful gesture of respect to those who are speaking to us. Make eye contact with them and let them know that they have your full attention. Lastly, we do just have a couple of guidelines to have some rules implemented in the case of, in the event of some misbehavior. First of all, if we miss a practice, you're missing a game. It's as pretty simple as that. Now, this of course is unexcused. If you have unexcused practice, you're going to miss a game. If by chance you miss a game, well, that's an indefinite suspension. That's a pretty selfish thing. If your players, your teammates are counting on you to not show up to a game, it's selfish to miss a practice. First of all, other guys are putting in the work on a day-to-day basis. They would expect you to be held to the same standard. But if you miss a game, it will result in an indefinite suspension. We'll have a discussion between the player and the coaching staff to determine a course back to full status with the team. Misbehavior in school will result in team discipline. We expect our players to behave in a manner that is a positive reflection on Pendleton Heights baseball. And so just as an example, for instance, if a player gets a detention, there will be a punishment. Typically, it's something like 4 ladders. Grades matter as well. Players, we recognize our student athletes. We expect our players to understand that grades come first, and if grades are not coming first, well, then we're going to force the matter. We're going to force baseball to take a back seat, and we'll make sure that you get on the right track grade-wise. The last thing is just to understand this basic concept here. Playing baseball for Pendleton Heights is an absolute privilege, and it takes a very strong commitment. We want our players to understand what it takes. We understand that they need to be willing to take on this immense challenge, which it is to be a member of our Pendleton Heights baseball program. The rewards are many, and we want our guys to enjoy their moments with us, but understand that it takes a full level of commitment to make it happen.